I am going to, so I'm going to explore that although JJ is in spirit, what if all the cards, whether it's curiosity, contemplation, or concern, is going to be relevant? Yeah? So I'm going to go shuffle. So your energy is in there, Nicole. We'll just let it shuffle and stop. And then I'm going to swipe, and then you tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. So I'm going to pull up that. Da, 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 da. We don't know what that card is. Okay, we have a concern card. Is it JJ's like saying, yeah, you've been saying can't be concerned if we're in spirit. So let's see how this works. What kind of daily reassurances would you like from me? What emotions can you let go of when I do this? I would say that that's relevant for an animal in spirit. So this is asking JJ what kind of daily reassurances that you, Nicole, would like from him, and what emotions can you let go of when he does this? How are you feeling about this question? What's being brought up for you?
I think for me, it's I probably just recognizing that I feel his awareness more. So, for him to real hit me with it. So, I've got a few animals, and they sometimes they hit me with like I know that it's them in any situation. And I guess for me, JJ was always he's such a beautiful soul. We had such a wonderful, loving relationship, and he was quite polite. He's spontaneous and he's cheeky chappy, but very polite. So I guess break out of the politeness a little bit, JJ, and come and find me and let me know.
Okay. So I'm going to tune in to JJ and ask him which card deck for the questions. And I'll also tune in whether he wants, how many cards. So he's saying one card for the first question from the Soul Coaching Oracle Guidebook. So I've got that here. I'm going to shuffle. So JJ, do I shuffle and the card comes out, or does Nicole? He says, Nicole.
Bless him.
So you tell me that did kind of want to pop out. So I'm just going to put it to one side. So you tell me when you want me to stop.
Stop.
Okay. Top or bottom card?
Oh, top.
Top. Okay.
JJ's saying I'm not at the bottom.
So we have compassion.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, tell me.
Well, it just resonates with what are the three areas of the cards? Concern, curiosity,
And
and
contemplation.
contemplation. Um, yeah, I think the one message that I always took from JJ in the way JJ was a rescue. I had him very late on in his life, and compassion was a big part of what brought him to be a happier soul for sure.
Okay, so the affirmation for the card is the vibration of compassion shines through my every cell. So what I'm receiving from this message that JJ wants to reassure you about is that he holds compassion for everyone that was involved in his physical life who cared for him, regardless of whether what they did was right, was wrong, was enough, not enough. So his daily reassurance to you is that there's no judgment. And as a result, he also wants you to let go of judgment, be it of yourself, of others that were involved in his care. So that in a way answers the second question, although he's saying to me, it's not all of the answer for the second one. So the kind of daily reassurances he would like to give you is to remind you to be compassionate with yourself. Okay.
I know exactly what he means.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting like loads of goosebumps.
Mm.
So the card that actually fell out, he's saying to me, is an extra message because he says we haven't finished with the questions yet. We've still got other cards to draw. So he seems to like card readings. Okay. So the second card, he says it's just an overall or again, it's a reassurance of how he is today is what I'm getting from him. And it's freedom.
Mm.
And the affirmation is boundless freedom surges through me. Because I know a little bit about JJ's story with you, although you haven't told me in detail, the connection that I'm making immediately is there were times when his freedom was restricted. He couldn't do what he wanted to do. He had to very much be, kind of at the way that if he had to stay home, he had to stay home. He couldn't decide when he wanted to go for a walk, and in many ways, he's bringing up an important aspect. And I think is something that you feel strongly about is, a lot of our domestic animals do not have the freedom and in many ways they give so much of themselves to us because they almost accept that they don't have that freedom through living a domestic life. And freedom is incredibly important to all living beings. So I think there's a very powerful message in there that freedom isn't just about physical freedom, but it's about mental freedom, he's saying. So you may feel confined or constricted physically, but your mind can take you anywhere and everywhere. So combining it with this card, where you feel maybe in our weak moments or our dark moments where we might hold some regret or we might hold some upset about particularly with our animals who are rescued or maybe adopted from situations that aren't so good, we can feel anger towards the situation or, whoever we rescued them from. So what we're being reminded is that even if they're physically restricted, they have the ability to mentally not restrict themselves. So that's very reassuring from JJ. Okay, right. He's now going to guide me to the Crystal Oracle. So these are Oracle cards representing different crystals. So instead of buying crystals, you can get the energy of the crystals from these cards. And he says, we're going to choose a card to give you the connection with the crystal that's going to help you to let go of the emotions that you may be holding on that's not serving you. And sometimes we do, well, not sometimes, it's always very supportive to use energy tools to release unwanted emotions or stress or tension. It's not that we should be able to just do it on our own. So it's a nice and lovely supportive way of doing that. Okay, he wants you. These are big cards to shuffle, so you tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay, top or bottom?
Top.
Crystal is petrified wood. Okay, so I'm going to go to the guidebook because I don't know all the healing properties of the crystals. And also this card deck holds almost like unusual crystals or crystals that may not be easily accessible. So that's why you can get the energy from the cards. All right, so petrified wood is standing the test of time, transformation, and strength. True wisdom stands the test of time because it stems from the eternal part of our nature, the soul. A magical transformation is about to occur through an unexpected turn of events. This is all the result of the strength and commitment you have long shown towards something you truly believe in. It will soon be time to accept your reward, knowing you were right after all. The strength and commitment you have shown for so long will serve you well. Many who have, until now, either ridiculed you or attempted to discredit you will all of a sudden want to jump to your side. It is possible to stand firm in your beliefs, yet also to show compassion toward others. And we got the compassion theme. And I believe the message is very much about your time has come where you've really been through a difficult period where it felt as if there wasn't anyone to turn to, or believe you. Even if they believed you, it almost still felt like you had to kind of fight your way through. But it feels as if everything's going to come to a place where the emotions that you can let go of is all that stress of people judging you, discrediting you, ridiculing you. So compassion is the key for you to be able to let go of those emotions, and JJ is here to support you through it.
Oh, I love him, bless him. There's a lot of things that it's it's not the right time to discuss, but that message, as you know, Joe, couldn't be more on point. And I think, JJ, I was told recently that in actually one of the cards, one of the conversations that was had, that he's here to now help me find my energy and like focus on energy and how to keep my energy levels up. And he's right, it is all ticking into place. Look at him, he's so beautiful, isn't he?
Got beautiful eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's very special.
Wow. Okay. So is
Thank
there
you.
anything that you'd like to ask JJ at this point?
I guess the only thing that, like, well, there's lots of things that I'm curious about, but because of this resonating theme, is part of his role in his spiritual world to do with supporting people's energy levels, not just myself, because he's my endless guardian.
So has he almost got like a bigger role other than just watching over you? Okay. So we're going to go to the gateway cards. All right. So I think what I'm getting as I'm experimenting at using these cards is this is very much about you, whereby you're getting the answers, really. And that's what the conversation cards can do, is to come up with the question, and then it's helping you to know that you can find the answer through using other card decks that you are familiar with, so that you're not stuck in thinking, how do I find the answer? And I think it's such a lovely way, because the conversation cards aren't oracle cards, they're not tarot cards. And so, although they have the wisdom of the animals, they're really to help us to open up our learning with them. So I'm going to pick the card because this one's like shouting out. Okay, so the card is letting go. And the affirmation on the card is, I surrender joyously to the ebbing and flowing of life. So your question is he helping others as well? It sounds like his role is to help people let go. Because the card, conversation card, the second question was, what emotions can you let go of when I do this? So I love that there's compassion as the common thread in the two cards, and then this card's got the letting go. So I'm getting excited now because all of the cards link to the conversation cards. How cool is that?
It's very cool.
So his role is to help people to acknowledge what they're holding on, and then he will guide you with whichever energy tool that you need, be it crystals, be it cards. He says, even with conversations, how to let go of those emotions.
It doesn't surprise me. Jay came into my world, and he was, like I said, he was an old boy. He was happy. He was happy in the sense that he was healthy, but he definitely lived a solitary life. So his human who loved him very much just didn't have a work pattern that made sure that he had like fulfilled again everything that he maybe would desire. So when he came into my world, it was no holds barred. It didn't matter he was old. Like we went and we did everything. We just did it a little bit slower. So yeah, I really appreciate the just it's part of what's happened. You know, happiness is always going to exist. You just have to find a way to get there again. Beautiful.
Ah, well, thank you so much, JJ. Thank you so much, Nicole, because like I say, it's the first time I've combined the cards and messing about with the screen as well, trying to come out of the Zoom screen. So hang on, let me just come out of there.